Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Spellcrafters. Today, Brett and I are going to be doing a little bit of our personal decks, doing some best of fives for you guys, showing off our combos and strategies that we have built up over the past, I don't know, year or so of card making.
Not even a year.
It's been about a year. So as you can see on the table right now, I'm going to quickly showcase my deck, and then Brett's going to go over his, and we're going to play some games for you guys. This right here is my +1 deck of winning, as I like to call it. It is a Simic deck that is focused primarily on getting +1/+1 counters on my creatures and doing loads and loads of damage while not really giving a fuck. We'll go ahead and...
So basically a Simic deck.
Yeah, it's a Simic deck, exactly. So we'll go over each card.
A well-built Simic deck.
We'll go over each card, and then I'll talk about the combos that specifically are there to get me to my combo. So the first 4 cards we have are 2 Slime Moldings and 2 Elvish Mystics. Slime Molding is a Forest X. It's a good early game card, just get a simple creature out, and it's also used I use it as an evolve trigger. So if, say, I have a Shamble Shark or an Elusive Crisis, something on the field, or anything that I need to evolve, I can just throw down the Slime Molding at any power and toughness that I want, and it will evolve the creature that I need to evolve. Then next we got the Elvish Mystics. Just 1 drop, gives you 1 mana. Good mana acceleration in the beginning. Then we have my Krathid. It's an 0/3 Defender Hexproof. You can tap it to add mana. It's a nice acceleration. We have Mortal's Resolve. This is for saving any of my creatures in case there's an issue. Gives it +1/+1 till end of turn and indestructible. It's a good to have, and I've got 2 of them. Because I've noticed over time that if you don't have a large amount of removal or a large amount of like counter spells or anything, then your creatures can sometimes die. So it's nice to have that bit of indestructible. And speaking of counters, I've got 2 Spell Ruptures in here. They're really fun. It's a 2-drop counter target spell unless its controller pays X, where X is the greatest power among creatures I control. Usually that's 5 to 64. So usually people can't pay the mana, so it just counters it. It's only a 2-drop. Then we have probably one of my favorite creatures I have. It's a Nimbus Swimmer. It's very similar to the Slime Molding, but instead of it being a 5/5 creature, it enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counters, which is an important thing to note, because the +1/+1 counters are very important in this deck. It's also got flying. It's a 1 more than the Slime Molding, but it's pretty damn great. Then you have my 2 Shamble Sharks. These are just good evolved creatures. They've got flash. They're good for blocking, and if you can evolve them up and get some counters on them, then they factor into the combo. Then my Korra's Followers. These are from the new series. They're 2/2s, 2-drops. You can, whenever you tap them, you can untap another target permanent, and we'll go into why that's important right here. We have my Vorl of the Hulklades. They're legendary creatures. I got 2 of them here. They're 1 force, but if you pay 2 mana and then you tap it, for each counter on target artifact, creature, or land, put another of those counters on that permanent. So if you have 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature, you use this ability, it now has 4 +1/+1 counters. That's pretty much the main combo in this deck, is to get +1/+1 counters on things, and then use my Vorals to double them. And then use something like the Korra's Followers, to where I can use this ability, tap it, tap my Korra's Follower to untap it, and then do it again. So you can exponentially grow your creatures and make them extremely powerful. In a rough spot, I have 2 Predator's Report. You gain life equal to a creature you control, their power and toughness. It's really nice to have, especially when you've got like a 64-68 Elusive Crisis on the field and you just get near 200 life. It's really useful. Some Force Fight, because you never know when you're gonna need some Force Fight, and it gains me some life in case I need it. Then I've got my favorite creatures in the deck. These things have won me games. It's an 0/4 Elusive Crisis. They have Evolve, so you just have to play something with 1 power. Gets the +1/+1 counter on it, which I use the Vorl of the Hulklade to double, making it 2 +1/+1 counters, and so on and so forth. But the thing about it is the Elusive Crisis is unblockable. So if I'm able to buff this guy up, he can't be blocked, can't stop me. Then we have my an Unexpected Results. This one's pretty fun because it can get a card out, it can get mana out. How it works is you shuffle your library, then you reveal the top card. If it's a non-land card, you put it on the battlefield without playing the mana cost. If it is a land, you may put it in the battlefield and then return this card to your hand. So if it's mana, you get a mana on the field, and then you get to try again. Then you have your Crisis Incubation. This one's pretty cool. You enchant a creature, and then enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So it's basically useless. But you can pay 3 mana and then return Crisis Incubation to your hand, and then that target gets 2 +1/+1 counters, which allows me to start up the combo if I need to. Ranger's Path, just some mana acceleration. Then I have my Fairies Band Tromper. It's a 3/3. When it becomes untapped, it's got inspired. When it becomes untapped, it gets a +1/+1 counter. As you can tell, +1/+1 counter is very important. And more mana acceleration with my Kmetra's Acolyte. It gives you mana equal to your devotion to green whenever you tap it.
Gotta love that shit. I love devotion.
It's nice. See, then we have my Miracle card, which is you distribute 4 +1/+1 counters among any target creatures. It's a 5-drop normally, but it's got a Miracle cost of 1. So if I top deck this, I can put 4 +1/+1 counters on anything for just 1 mana. Urban Evolution, it's some card draw, which this deck doesn't really have much card draw, but I've noticed with the amount of lower drops that I have, the way this thing rolls, I don't really need much, but it's some good late game card draw, and it allows me to play an additional land, so it's some nice acceleration. I have my Nessian Demoloch. It's a 3/3 with Tribute 3, so it can, if the tribute isn't paid, then it gets a 3/3 counters on it. If the tribute is paid, it becomes a 6/6 with 3 +1/+1 counters. It's important, counters. Or if the tribute wasn't paid, I get to destroy target non-creature permanent. So it's a nice bit of removal. And then, yes, this seems a bit overkilly, but I've got 3 Snakes of the Golden Grove. These creatures are amazing. It's either a 4/4, or if the tribute's paid, it's a 7/7. But if the tribute isn't paid, it gets you 4 life, which is always nice. It's always nice to have. Here's another linchpin to my strategy, the Prophet of Krufix. Probably one of the most overpowered cards in this deck, and I got 2 of them. Untap all... Yeah, I know, thank you. You untap all creatures and lands you control during each other player's untap step. And then I may cast creature cards as though they had flash. This gives me a second turn, essentially. It's pretty awesome. And then combined with some lands that I have right here, I basically get a full turn on my opponent's turn. It's pretty awesome. Then we get into the more higher drops. We've got my Pathbreaker Worm. It's a 6/4 with Soulbound, and as long as it's soulbound to something, this guy and the creature it's soulbound with have trample. I don't have much trample in the deck, but it's a nice way to give it to people. Then you have my Shape of the Wendigo. This is an old card. You enchant creature, and then when it comes into play, put 6 +1/+1 counters on enchanted creature. If you double that with Boral, turns into 12. It's pretty awesome. And at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature if it attacked or blocked since your last upkeep. Otherwise, remove a +1/+1 counter. So if it attacked or blocked since your last upkeep, it gives another counter, which is great. Then Rocks. For those of you who don't know, Rocks is also a very old card. This is probably this is actually my first foil card I ever got way back in, like 90, actually no, back in 2000. Yeah, back in 2000. It's a 5/5. It can be regenerated for 3, but its big awesome thing about him is it has trample, but not really. You may have Rocks deals combat damage to a defending player as though it weren't blocked. So you could block Rocks, but it's still going to do the 5 damage to you no matter what. Then you have my Nemesis of Mortals. It's a 5/5. It costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in my graveyard. It has Monstrosity 5, which costs 9 mana, but the ability costs 1 less colorless to cast for each creature in my graveyard. So, if I have 7 creature cards in my graveyard, I can play this for 2, and then Monstrosity it for 2. So for 4 mana, I can get a 10/10. Pretty awesome. Then I have my Nessian Wild Ravager. It's a 6/6, Tribute 6, so if Tribute's paid, it becomes a 12/12. If it's not, it's a Force Fight. It enters the field, it Force Fights something. And I have 2 give and takes. I rarely use the take side of it. I mostly use the give for early game, because it gives 3 +1/+1 counters, which allows me to trigger my combo a whole lot quicker. And then the last 3 cards in the deck are a Ghoul Tree, which is a 8-drop, 10/10, but it costs 1 colorless less for each creature card in your graveyard. And I have my Archetype of Endurance, brand new card. It's a 6/5. Creatures you control have hexproof, and creatures your opponents control lose hexproof and can't gain it. And last but not least, the Scarred Goliath, a 9/9 trample Blood Rush. If you Blood Rush it, give something +9/+9 and trample till end of turn. So let's take a look at the combo itself. So here's how the deck is meant to roll. It's the Elusive Crasises, the Chorus Followers, my Vorrel of the Whole Glades, my Prophet of Krufix, the Alchemist Refuge, and 1 Crisis Incubation. This is the main combo of the deck. The Elusive Crisis are unblockable, and it has evolved. So when you give something trample, or when you give it +1/+1 counters, you can use the Vorrel of the Whole Glade to double those, which it's unblockable, so you can't do anything about it. The Chorus Follower allows me to untap something like my Vorrel of the Whole Glade or any mana that I have. And the main thing about this is the Prophet of Krufix. So how this works is, on my turn, if I've got a Chorus Follower, a Vorrel of the Whole Glade, a Prophet of Krufix, and an Elusive Crisis, I can Vorrel the Whole Glade, tap it, double the counters on him. I can tap my follower, untap my Whole Glade, tap it again, double the counters again. It's my opponent's turn. Because of the Prophet, I untap everything, including my mana, so I can then tap my mana to tap him, double the counters, tap this to untap him, double the counters. I've doubled the counters 4 times. If it's got two +1/+1 counters on the start, it becomes a 2, a 4, an 8, a 16, a 32. So that's 32 +1/+1 counters in a matter of 2 turns. So it becomes a 32-36 unblockable.
Actually, it becomes a 32-32 in a matter of 1 of your turns.
Well,
and
in a matter
of my turns.
Yeah, and then the extra little bit here is the Incubation Chamber is great because it's instant +1/+1 counters along with my other stuff. But something like these lands I have right here, they're called Alchemist Refuge. I can tap 1 and add a colorless to my mana pool, or I can pay an island and a forest, and I can tap it, and I can play non-land cards as though they had flashed this turn. So how this works is, on my opponent's turn, because I have a Prophet of Krufix, I can play creatures as though they had flash, and I get to untap all my stuff. If I then pay 2 and tap this, I can play everything else as though it had flash. So I can literally take 2 turns per every one. It's pretty awesome, which allows for ridiculous amounts of comboing with these cards. It's insane. Okay, so we're gonna have Brett go over his deck now, and then we're gonna get started. Move all this crap away.
Alright, so basically, I have just mass basic mana. Don't really care about it. Alright, I have 2 fancier lands. They're not basic. One is Mossword Bridge. It has Hideaway. I can look at the top 4 cards. Actually, it comes into play tapped, and then I can look at the top 4 cards of my library. I can exile one of them face down. When creatures I control total have 10 or more power, I can tap a forest and then tap it and then play the exiled card without paying its mana cost, which is amazing because the first time I did it, I played my Eldrazi, and it was mind-blowing. Anyways. And then I have my Shrine to Nyx. It taps for a colorless mana, or if I tap 2 and I choose a color, add to your mana pool the amount of mana due to my devotion to a color. And I always choose green because that's what this deck plays around. It's heavy devotion.
And it's mono green.
Yeah, it's a mono green, so obviously it plays really well for for the devotion. Like, for instance, I have the Group's Companion as like a 2-drop that I have in the deck. Actually, I have 2 Group's Companions because its devotion, yes, this is 2-drop, but its devotion gives me the extra 2 to just use. So they're nice to have because it's the double. I also play a card called Worldspin Worm, completely opposite of this. It's an 11-drop, but its devotion would be 3. And Worldspin Worm's great because it's a 15/15 trample. When it dies, I put 3 5/5 worms with trample on the battlefield, and then I shuffle it back into my library. The nice thing to do is I have a card called Tooth and Nail. It allows me to choose one. I can search my library for 2 creature cards, put them in my hand, or play 2 creatures from my hand on the field. Or if I pay it instead of a 7-drop for a 9-drop with the Entwine, I can then put both of my Worldspin Worms onto the field instantly, and then, well, obviously I have, 2 15/15s with Trample. To work with the devotion as well, I also have a card called Nyla's Disciple. I gain life due to my devotion, which is always nice because my devotion is normally ridiculously high, give or take some. I need to move all of this over so you guys can see the cards. It's nice, just gain life to devotion. I have the card called Aspect of Hydra. Target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is my devotion to green. Again, playing the heavy devotion. Just because I can, I have Nyla, God of the Hunt, which is weird because it was the first god I pulled in the series. Then I sold her, and then I pulled her again, and then I sold her again, and then I actually pulled the blue god and the red god and the white god, and then sold all of them. And then I happened to pull her again, and I was just like, you know what? I might as well keep her. Third time's the charm kind of situation.
Pulled that 3 times, including all of the other gods except for the black one.
Yeah, the only one we haven't pulled is Ouroboros, God of the Dead, and it's the one that I wanted.
Yeah, it's the only one that we want.
Again, playing to Devotion, I have my Arbor Colossus. He's a 5-drop 6/6 with Reach, but he has 3 Devotion. And he also has Monstrosity for 6. He's Monstrosity 3. So it would make him a 9/9, and it destroys target creature with flying. It's just, I do not like playing flying creatures. I feel like it's just like one of those asshole bullshit moves.
Yeah.
But this is my one pretty much solution to it. I actually took my Deadly Recluses out of here, unfortunately, to throw in the new deck. I have Terestodon. He's a 9/9. When he enters the battlefield, you may destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents. For each permanent put into the graveyard this way, its controller puts a 3/3 green elephant creature token on the battlefield. So I take out 3 mana, which, trust me, I'll have. I'll take out 3 mana, and then I put 3 elephants on the field, as well as my 9/9. I have my Feral Hydra. He's a forest and then X. He gets X +1/+1 counters, and then I can tap 3 mana and put another 1/1 counter on him. But any player activates this ability. So if you're playing in, like a 2-headed giant or something, your partner can give him counters, which is always a cool teamwork situation. And then I have Bellowing Tangleworm, a 4/4 Intimidate. Other green creatures you control have Intimidate. He's one of the last cards I will play, simply for the fact that it's like, okay, I built up my army, I play this, I swing, and I win. It's just one of those, like, hey, you know what, I win kind of motions. I have another card that is the same way. It's one of those, I only play it normally if I'm trying to win that turn. Sometimes I play it if it's just a card that, like, I'm in dying need. Akron's Memorial. It's all nice and it's a shiny. It's creatures I control have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, and protection from black and red, which is really nice because a lot of the people that we play Magic with like black or red. Normally it's black, but it's a simple card. I throw it on the field. I have flying, I have vigilance, and I have haste. So whatever I just threw on the field can attack. It's flying, and well, it's pretty much hard to beat, especially if I can mix it with the Intimidate, so even if you do have flying to stop me if it's not green, I'm still hitting you. In the deck, I actually do rock 1 Planeswalker. I do have Garruk Relentless. He is the double-sided Planeswalker, which is my favorite thing about him. Oh, come on. Come out of the sleeve for me here. He's a double-sided Planeswalker, so he becomes Garruk the Veiled Cursed. What he does... Yeah. He is a 4-drop 3. He has a -0. Actually, he has 2 -0s when he's the Relentless. It gives him deal 3 damage target creature. That creature deals deals its damage back to him. So if I hit a 1/1, he takes the damage, and that will allow him to flip. And then his other -0, or technically his other 0, is put a 2/2 green wolf creature on the battlefield. So it's nice, just additional blocker or just another creature to swing with. But when I flip him, his +1 is put a 1/1 black wolf creature token with Death Touch on the battlefield. So it's always Death Touch is just one of those bullshit moves, and everyone loves it. His -1 is sacrifice a creature. If you do, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and then put it in your hand. Then shuffle your library. It's an alright move. Normally what I do is I sacrifice the token that I produced. Has a -3. Where creatures you control gain trample and get +X/+X till end of turn, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. Which I've actually never used the -3, only because I don't really need to. A lot of my creatures are already really big and they're powerful. And the trample's always nice, but normally I just try to use one of the Intimidate moves or the Akron's Memorial, so I don't have to use trample. And which is weird because I do run a green deck and it's not heavy trample. I also have, Fog, stop the damage, and then Harmonize to draw 3 cards. It's a little bit of card draw is always helpful. Mana Acceleration, because it is a green deck after all. You always need it. I have Into the Wilds at the beginning of your upkeep. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it on the battlefield, which it does. So if it's a land card, I throw it on the battlefield, and then I draw again. And then if it's another land, I can basically play 2 lands per turn, if I'm lucky. I have Kalayan Heart of Expansion. I'm probably saying that way wrong, but it's a 2-drop. It has landfall. Whenever a land enters a battlefield under my control, you may put a quest counter on it, and once it has 3 quest counters, I sacrifice it, I search my library for 2 basic mana, throw it on the battlefield tapped. So it's nice because it's a 2-drop, so on turn 2 I play it, and the next 3 turns, so by turn 5 I have the counters I need, and then it accelerates me to turn 7. Also a couple Rampant Growths, just because, you know, you need them. It's actually a new one. It's basically Cultivate, but it also allows me to scry 1. So what it does is I get 2 basic mana, throw 1 on the battlefield tapped and 1 in my hand. I have Tempt with Discovery. I love the Tempting Offer. New players always fall for it. More advanced players never fall for the Tempting.
Not stupid enough to do it.
Exactly. They're not stupid enough to take the Tempting Offer, but it's still funny when that one person will take it. I actually won a game because someone had let me clone Biovisionary 3 times. So I was like, you're a dumbass.
Which, for those of you who don't know, Biovisionary allows you to win when you have 4 Biovisionaries on the field.
Yeah. Tempting Offer, I search my library for a land card, I put it on the battlefield. Each opponent may search his or her library for a land card, and put it on the battlefield. For each opponent who searches their library this way, search your library for a land card. So what it does is if it's me and one other person, I get to find a land. If he does, and I get to find another land. So it's only 2, but it's funny in a free-for-all when everyone's like, oh, yeah. So it's like, in a, say like a 4-way, it's like, you know what, 3 other people said yes, I just got 5 land. So it's nice. I have Sprouting Vine, search my library for basic mana, but it has Storm. For each spell that I've casted before it, I get to copy Sprouting Vine. So if I play like a Rampant Growth and then this card gets me 2, this card gets me 1, so then I have 3. I have my Gilded Lotus, which is actually one of my favorite cards, one of the first cards that I actually had to like trade for, which was weird. Like, because before, like in our friend group, it's like, oh dude, this card would be cool. Like, the person I got this from did not want to give this up. I can tap it and I can add 3 mana of any one color to my mana pool, so just tap it. It's 3 extra forests. And then my pride and joy in the mana acceleration, my Boundless Realms. Search your library for up to X basic land cards, where X is the number of lands you control, and then put them on the battlefield tapped. So what it is if I have, it's a 7-drop, so earliest it says I can play it is turn 7, we'll say. Then I double it to 14 lands. So on turn 8, I can technically have 14 lands. But with how I can mana progress, I normally get this done maybe if I draw it by like turn 5 or 6. So I get to play it a little early. But one of my favorite combos in the deck is actually playing Boundless Realms, which will give me the mana to play Predator's Council, return all cards from your graveyard into your hand. So and then I exile this and I have no maximum hand size. So what I do is I play Boundless Realms, and then I'll play Predator's Council, and then I get Boundless Realms back to replay it so that I get all the mana in my library on the field at once.
Yeah, he gets, yeah.
So it ends up being like 21 basic mana, because I do have non-basic lands in here. Cards that work with my mana, obviously, you know, I gain a life for each land I control. You can't get any better than that, because that's just a life gain out the ass if you have a bunch of land. Elvic Mischief, just 1-drop, 1 tap for mana.
It looks familiar.
Yeah, I also have
that also looks familiar.
Yeah, I can tap it, get my for my Devotion, which is nice because it plays with my Devotion and my mana. I have a Grazing Glidheart. It's a 2/2. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under my control, I gain 2 life. So again, a little bit more life gain. Rampaging Boloths, a 6-drop 6/6 trample, and whenever I put a land, I put a 4/4 green beast token. Just throwing a land on the battlefield, I get a creature. So it's nice. Avenger of Zendikar, 5/5. When he enters the battlefield, put an 0/1 plant creature token on the battlefield for each land I control. And whenever I play a land after that, all my plant tokens get 1/1. So if I say I have 7 on the field, I throw him, I get 7 0/1s, play another mana, and then I have 7 1/2s. So it's just mass tokens. And then Drove Elder. He's hexproof, and his power and toughness equal to the number of forests I control. So, clearly, if I have a bunch of mana, it's a 3-drop. I think I played against my friend Travis last night, and it was a 3-drop 12/12 with hexproof. And the one thing that like people always like, oh well, you can go around forest decks. You can hit them player.
You can't. You can't go around this one.
Yeah, you can't go around this one. I have a card, Archetype of Endurance, 6/5.
That looks familiar.
Yep. Creatures I control have hexproof. Creatures of an opponent you control lose hexproof, can't have or gain hexproof.
Did we ever figure out what happens when we have both of them on the field?
No, I have not. I'm assuming that they cancel each other out and nobody gets anything.
Okay.
But what it does is all of my creatures have hexproof, so you can't, like Doomblade or Murder or any form of removal on my big guys. But then I also have Witchbane Orb. When it enters the battlefield, I destroy all curses attached to me, and then I have hexproof, me as a player. So what I do is I force you to beat me on the battlefield because you can't just Doomblade my guys, you can't just hit me for damage. I force you to beat me on the battlefield, which is very hard to do because my creatures are only big, and I have so many of them because of the mana acceleration. Don't get me wrong, I believe that this Simic deck is the bane to my existence.
Yes, it is.
Because
it's fast.
It's fast, and his creatures are really big.
It
really
may be
quickly.
my +1 deck of winning, but it is the fastest Simic deck in the West. I will say that with lots of pride.
Alright, so let's shuffle up and show them how these decks run.
For those of you that are interested, we will be posting deck lists of both of these decks, and the other two decks we're going to be playing after this set. We'll post that on our blog, which is in the top left-hand corner, mtgcheatsheet.blogspot.com. I'm currently working on a website for us. Eventually we'll migrate all the stuff over there. We'll let you know when that happens. But for now, if you want to find deck lists or the guide that I'm working on over there for Magic itself, for those of you who don't know how to play, we've got a Magic guide over there. Gives you a nice intro on how to play the game, where to find your cards, what mana or which colors you want to pick. You also see in the top left corner we have our Twitter handle and our YouTube channel. Right now our YouTube channel is it's there. I've been meaning to work on it. I've posted stuff on there, but I need to actually set descriptions and put anything into playlists. But that'll get up and running here soon, along with the website. Other than that, Brett and I here, we're going to play a best of 5 for you right now. And once this is over, we're going to take a break, set up for our new decks, explain those to you guys, and then play another best of 5 and have some fun. I'm going to shuffle up here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's kind of Joe. Oh, for those of you who haven't seen us before, we also play a gentleman's mulligan rule, which is you can mulligan as many times as you want, and keep 7 cards, because it makes the games more interesting, makes them a whole lot more fun.
You don't want that one person that's just not getting anything, and then they're down to 1 card, and it's a whole one-sided game.
Even if you have to mulligan down to like 4 or 5 cards, you get kind of screwed to start with. It's not really fun. Oops, kind of.
Oh, you hit the freaking...
Yeah, I know.
You're an asshole.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Just had to adjust it. It was bugging me. And we're at a slight angle, but...
Trying to figure out my safe zone here. There we go.
Okay, cool.
It's always like his rib cage.
Yeah. He's pretty badass, though. That 10th edition core set, Matt, though. You know it.
Oh, man, I just found this 10th edition, it was like Form of Dragon.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad that I lost that. Fucking rain. Messed up my whole day.
Yeah.
I lost 3 good cards because of the freaking rain.
Yeah, we live in Arizona, and it doesn't rain very often, but yesterday, holy shit. It was raining like hell.
Don't get me wrong, I love the rain, but...
Yeah.
Maybe you lose the freaking Form of Dragon, Mana Barb, and Fallen Angel.
Okay, I'll keep this hand. This is a good hand. Okay, so
roll. At a 5.
Got
I'm going first. Yeah, by the way, pink dye, bitch. Actually, it's pink and purple, but...
Could be purple, could be pink, depending on how you mix that
That's
shit.
a forest.
God, I hate that song. My turn?
Yep.
I Alchemist Refuge.
You're an asshole.
Tap for a colorless.
Play these. I'll tap both, and I will play Rampant Growth. Yeah, I got a mana and put it on the battlefield tapped in my turn.
I'll play a Simic Guildgate. Then pass.
Give me a second.
Gotta shuffle up right quick.
You have to shuffle. Started off with that.
Okay.
This one's kind of off, but oh well. I will tap all 4, and I will actually play Garruk. Where's my Garruk? Alright, playing Garruk Relentless, and I will put an O2 Wolf token on the battlefield and then end my turn. I think that is the fastest I've ever played Garruk.
I'm gonna play an island. Let's see. Don't really have anything I can play, so I will pass to you, sir.
I'll start this off nicely here. Tap 4 and I will play Into Wilds. Right there. Alright, so apparently I'm not going to have enough room, so I'm going to bring my mana down. Won't be able to see it all, but...
Yeah, I feel like we should use the other thing again.
Yeah, probably. Either way, I will swing for 2.
I will take 2.
And then I will use his ability and put another wolf token on the battlefield. Hooray!
Okay, so I'm going to play a forest.
It's a nice looking forest.
Thank you. It is a nice
I do like the picture.
And I'm going to play my Kumetra's Acolyte. It's a 1/4. I can tap it and add any amount of force to my pool for my Devotion to Green.
So as of right now, it's technically an Elvic Mischief.
Yes, it is.
Because your devotion is 1.
You on move, sir.
Alright, now look at the top card. It is not a land, so it goes to my hand, which is really upsetting. I was hoping to get a land card. I guess I'll tap 2 and I'll play another Rampant Growth. So I get another one put on the battlefield, and then I will... I'll use his -0. I'll hit you for 3. It won't kill your creature, but it will change him. So now he's a 2. Let me get my die here for him. So he's a 2. I get to search my library for Atlanta, put it on the battlefield, and then I'll swing at you. I'll swing at you for 2.
Okay. And you did damage to him, right?
Yes,
So I will take it for that, because I don't want to lose my Acolyte just yet. Play another island. So that brings me up to 5. I'm going to play my Nessian Demoloch. 3/3 tribute 3. Do you want to be a 6/6 or destroy target non-creature permanent?
Well, seeing as I know that you will off my Planeswalker, I guess I'll let you have your 6/6.
Sounds good. 6/6 it is. And I will pass it to you, sir.
Alright, look at the top card. It actually is a land. It's Mossworth Bridge, so it does come into play tapped. Allows me to look at the top 4 cards of my library. I may exile one of them until the creature's... Holy crap, I don't want to get rid of any of these. I guess I'll use that one. The rest go on the bottom of my library. Just killed my mana acceleration. You have no idea.
Feels good.
And then I actually get a draw, and then... Well, shit. Alright, so I'm going to play... Oops. Arbor Colossus. 6/6 with Reach on Monstrosity. At that point, I will +1 him, and I will put a 1/1 Death Touch Wolf out onto the battlefield.
Nice.
And I will end my turn.
Play another mana. Let's see. What do I want to do? I could do that. I could do that. idea. Okay, so I'm going to tap these two to give him +1/+1 and indestructible until end of turn. And then it's going to be time to feed on your Arbor Colossus. I gain 3 life in response.
Well played.
Time to feed, it's Force Fight, and I gave my guy indestructible and a +1. He didn't really need the indestructible, he just needed the +1/+1, but I gained 3 life for playing it. Which takes me back up to 19.
Well played, because you did lose next turn.
I know I did. I was saving my ass. And I will pass it to you, my good sir.
You have no idea how you lost, though, but you lost.
Oh, I felt it.
Oh, man. I look at the top card, it wasn't a mana, which is really depressing. Let's see my Garuk here. I will actually -1 him. I will sacrifice one of. I'll sacrifice this one. I don't like him, and I will get a creature card and put it in my hand. Jesus Christ. Alright, and then for this turn I will tap these 3 to play Dovecrove Elder. He's a 5/5 with hexproof. And then
Could you explain that a little bit more?
His power and toughness are equal to the amount of force I control. I only have 4 force, or 5 force, my bad guys. And then I will tap 2, and then the extra one here to play Feral Hydra as a 2/2. Okay.
My turn?
It is your turn. Let's get my Garuk back on the screen here.
I'll play another island. Then tap for 1, 2, then 5, 8 total. Because that's 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for an 8/8 Nimbus Swimmer.
Indeed.
8/8 Flyer has 8 +1/+1 counters, so 4 of the Hulklade can come in.
Let me, hang on. I'm trying to do math in my head here, and I gotta remember that he's a 3.
And I will pass. No, you spawned him as a 2.
Oh, that's right. I used 3 mana. Okay, so he's a 2.
Your move, sir.
Okay, so it wasn't the mana. Note to self, guys. So he's a 5, 6, 8, 10. So I'll tap this and tap this.
To play?
At Crone's Memorial, all my creatures have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, and protection from black and red.
Nice.
And with the 4 mana left over, I will. Hang on. Yep, without paying its mana. You may play, so technically yes. No, I did not cast it, so it does not count. I guess I'll play it either way. My Sprouting Vines, I'll go find a mana, put it in my hand, and then shuffle my library. Since my cards have Vigilance, I'm not going to swing with anything, so I'll find it. I'll put it in my hand. Technically I didn't do anything, so I will play one.
I will play another Alchemist Refuge. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? They all flying, right?
Yes. They have Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Haste, and Protection from black and red.
Jesus. I'm not really drawing what I need. But I will tap these 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a total. Yeah. For my Pathbreaker Worm. I will Soulbind it to my Nimbus Swimmer so they both have trample. And then I will tap these 2 plus an additional 1 from him for my Predator's Report on my Nimbus Swimmer, so I will gain 16 life.
Oh, you motherfucker.
That will then bring me up to 35. Sweet. Yeah, we should go back to the old camera setup.
Yeah, we should.
And I will pass it to you because you have a flying with Death Touch.
And first strike, therefore it will die before your trample would ever kick in.
Want to go to Jackson?
I have plans with Olivia. Sorry, buddy.
Oh.
Alright, so I looked at the top card, it wasn't a mana. This Into the Wilds is failing me today. So what do I have? I have 11 damage on the field. And I can do nothing with it. So I will tap 7 mana to play Boundless Realms. I'm going to get 7 mana out of my library.
Does that pass it to me, sir?
Actually, I will. I'll +1 him, and I will put another 1/1 Death Touch Wolf since I don't have another one. I'll use that instead.
My turn?
Yes, it is.
1, 2, 3,
I'm milling the shit out of myself right now.
14. I'm going to play a 14/14 slime molding. And then switch the soul binding over to my ooze. So my ooze now has trample. Along with the so the Pathbreaker Worm and these guys are soul bound together now because you may pair this creature with another unpaired creature when either enters the battlefield. So I'm gonna switch over the soul bind to my ooze, so he's now 14/14 with trample. And I will pass it to you, my good sir.
So I now have 14, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mana to spend. Okay. Look, top card. It actually was a mana. So there's 15, and I'll play another one. So there's 16. Actually, I'm going to hold this one real quick. I'm going to play my Raging Boloths, a 6/6 trample with all the other bullshit. I'm going to play this, and I get to put a 4/4 token on the field. Then I will tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Tempted with Discovery. I'm going to get another mana out of my library, put on the battlefield. You may do the same if you would like. I didn't think so. So there's another counter, or another 4/4. And then, let's see, what can I do? 2, 3, 4, 5. Tap another 5 for Bellowing Tangleworm. Other green creatures you control have Intimidate. So these don't. Yep. So there would be 2, 2. There's so that's 4, 8, 12, 18. However much that guy is, but
Well, it's not game because I can block with my green creatures, but they all have flying, so I can only block with one of them.
yeah, you can only block 1. So let's see how many 4. So I control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have a 15, 15. So what was that? I think that was 18. We'll add the 4 from him. So there's 22 plus 15 is 37, and you can only stop 1.
So I can block the 15,
Yeah, and then you take 22.
but then I'll be in a really tough spot. So I will go ahead and concede on this one.
Alright. By the way, in my hand, I was about to gain a bunch of life.
Yeah. Nice. Do you want to do best of 3s?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll switch up some best of 3s. There we go. I made the play space a little bit bigger, just a tad bit. Okay, so we're gonna. I just got a text message from a friend, so I have to leave a bit sooner than I thought. So we're just gonna do some best of 3s. We'll still get this. We'll still do another deck after these, but we're only gonna do best of 3s instead of best of 5s. And I'll put those deck lists up for you guys tomorrow. I need to add that. Things to do tomorrow.
Hey, did Jackson pick up those Girl Scout cookies for me?
I'm not sure if he did.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't pick them up from me, but he picked them. I think he got some from his friend.
Oh, okay. Well, I was wondering if maybe his brother would come back over.
I don't know. Well, he wasn't buying them from his brother. He was buying them from one of his friends.
Oh, okay.
But I believe she came through on those.
Doesn't matter. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Well, shit, that didn't quite work out in my favor. Got kind of shit on there.
I'm getting a phone call from... What? Nope. Forgot. It is actually a text message.
Why do you have that alert on your text message?
I don't... Oh, because I have my mom's thing set up towards that. Just in case if I'm sleeping, it'll wake me up.
Oh, okay. Good song, though.
It is, actually.
I'm quite a fan. For any of you Falling in Reverse fans out there, we know you exist.
There's not a whole lot of you.
We are some of the few, but we exist.
Didn't realize my phone was still on.
Wasn't on silent.
Yep. Tis a bit awkward.
Here's a much better hand. Okay. I like this.
I don't, but
Oh, this is the end of everything.
all right. You lost, so you decide.
I will go first. I will play me a Simic Guildgate. Your move, sir.
Snow-covered forest.
Tap. And I will play as Forest. Tap these two to play my Shamble Shark. 2/1 Flash Evolve. Your move, sir.
Play forest. I'll tap 2. Play rapid growth. I'll get 1 mana out of my library and put it on the battlefield tapped. I'll get my shiny forest because it's shiny.
And it's Forest.
Oh yeah. But you know, mainly because it's shiny.
My turn.
Yep.
Play another Forest. I'll swing at you for 2.
I will take 2.
I will pass.
I'll play another forest. This is untapped. Actually, may regret it, but I tapped it with Discovery.
No.
You're not. All right, cool. I was actually thinking that you would because it was early enough in the game.
Yeah, but then you get 2.
It's true.
I'm willing to take that risk. My turn.
Yep.
Go ahead and tap these 3 for an Elusive Crisis, which will evolve this guy, and I'll swing at you for 3.
And I will be taking 3. My move?
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
So we have a part of my combo out on the field, the Elusive Crisis. I just need to be able to give it some damage now, because it is an 0/4.
I'll put 1. I will tap 5 to play Gilded Lotus, and I'll tap for 3, tap it for 4, Nyla's Disciple, only 2 because that's her thing, and there you go. That is I guess that was a solid move on my behalf. You know, just to be a little bit cocky there. I just turned, 4 mana, actually, technically 5 mana, into 9 mana.
Nice. I will pass to you, good sir.
Alright, damn. Alright, so I'll tap these 2 for my Heart of Expansion. So every time I play a land, like so, I put a quest counter on it. Once it gets to 3, I may sacrifice it and get 2 mana. I'll tap 1 to play Eldritch Mischief, because why the hell not?
Because mana.
Because mana is key.
Speaking of that, I'm getting quite screwed here.
And then I'll have my turn.
I will draw, and then I will pass, because yet again, I have not drawn mana. Started with 3 in hand, I felt as though that'd be good, but...
Wow, alright, so my hand is shit right now.
I feel you, sir.
Seeming it is... No, you know, I'll just pass it to you. I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be a really boring game real quick until we get something to do.
Okay, we can do something here. Vorl the Hulklade, which evolves my elusive crisis.
No.
The combo has begun, and I will swing at you with my one unblockable.
My move.
Actually, does that evolve? Ah, it evolves him as well.
It does, actually.
Sweet. Yes.
My move.
Mm-hmm. Show me your moves.
Shit. Alright, so, well...
You gonna pass again?
I'll actually swing at you. I don't give a shit.
Wait, I will block with my 4/3. No, wait. Yeah, that's a... Do I want to block that? No, I'll take 4. Fuck it. Fuck it. Because I don't want to lose my Shamble
And
Shark just yet.
then... Can I do anything?
No, because you're a bitch.
That was hurtful. Yeah, alright, that was my turn. I did something!
Okay, well, shit. So...
Oh my god, really, man? What do you want from me?
Learn to put your stuff on silent.
Thought I did.
Okay, I will pay the 2 to tap my Vorl and double the counters, making him a 2/6.
Good fucking shit.
And I will swing at you for 6 damage.
Oh no, I'm at 10.
And I will need to discard a card because I have 8.
My move.
Uh-huh.
Untap this shit. Since I put a mana on the field, that'll get another counter. So I'm at 6, 9. Guess I shall tap 4 mana and play Garruk again.
Nice.
And then I will use his 0 to put a 2/2 wolf token on the battlefield. And by the way, you're so glad I wouldn't you to block Element Mischief because I was going to play him and deal the 3 damage killing Vorl.
Nice. My
So,
turn?
Yeah, I guess it is your turn.
The damage would have resolved by then, though.
No, it would have been my second main phase.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Never mind, I am incorrect. I will double these counters again and swing at Garruk, unblockable.
For 4.
Garruk is dead as fuck!
Distractions!
And then I have to fucking discard again. This is great.
Cool.
I will discard...
I can live with it.
Shit. This sucks. I'll discard this card.
Alright, and then on my turn, I will tap 5 mana and play Arbor Colossus, 6/6 reach. And... What is your Shamble Shark?
Just a 4/3.
Switch you for 3/3.
I will take the 3.
Yes, you will. And you win in 2 turns.
Yes, I do. My turn?
Yes, yes you do.
Unless I got the top deck of dreams, which I did not get the top deck of dreams. I'll pay 2, double my counters again,
Making it 8.
making it 8, and I'll swing 8 damage unblockable at you.
Putting me at 2 life.
This is not normally how it goes, but I'm okay with it. Oh, I need to discard a card again because I keep getting fucked on mana.
If I had 1 more mana, I could do shit, but I am being mana screwed.
As well.
I will tap for Bountiful Harvest, so I'll gain 8 life.
Nice.
Don't get me wrong. You
Stall motion.
Yeah. It's just a stall. You're actually going to double, and you'll have 16, so what can I do? I can do nothing here.
So now I draw the Elvic Mischief. Double again to 16, unblockable.
Fog!
Nice.
Because it's always coming at the worst moment.
Elvish Mystic. No move.
Top deck of Dreams? No. Well, I believe I'm just going to concede this game. Because I can play the Cultivate, which would get me the mana on the field, plus 1 in my hand. Give me the other 2, but they'd come into play tapped. Yeah, I lose.
I was gonna double and then Predator's Report.
Oh, nice. By the way, in my hand, though, I had 2 World Spin Worms.
Oh, man. I got a Demetrius Acolyte, mana. See, all my mana was just gonna start coming out, and then things were gonna start happening. Nice. Okay. Here we go. let's clean up and play the third game in this set, and we'll take a quick break, bust out the other decks, break those down for you, and then play up another best of 3.
I could just threw Garuk in the graveyard.
Yeah, I kind of shit on him.
Well, actually, I used him because I knew that you would take him out.
Yeah, I know. And I know that's why you did it, so I did it regardless. So I was like, I can't have Garuk just sitting there. I could have probably won quicker if I did it, but I felt like I was going to win anyway.
What?
I said I could have won quicker if I didn't swing at Garuk, because I could have done the 4 damage straight to your face, and I probably could have won quicker, but I didn't want to take any risks.
Yeah. Planeswalkers are great for distractions. If you're in a dying situation, sometimes they'll swing at the Planeswalker instead of you.
But my creature is unblockable, so it don't matter who I'm hitting.
Yeah.
And I had a fucking Boral out there doubling counters like a boss.
That's what he's meant to do. Well, shit.
Question is, do I want to keep this hand? Not really. No, I don't. I don't want to keep this hand. An interesting combo that a lot of people don't notice with this deck, or most decks that allow you to untap target permanents, like with my Koros Followers, I can untap a land, and then a land technically becomes 2. So that's something to consider. Like, I just had a hand where I only had 2 mana, so I could have, and a Koros Follower, so I could have played it, but I was shy a island to be able to play it. I only had 2 forests. So technically I had 3 mana with Koros Follower, but I didn't even have the mana to play him. Jesus Christ.
So I guess they're having pulled pork sandwiches tonight at my mom's. I feel like I should go to my mom's for dinner.
Sounds good.
Just come over there, just eat a bunch of it, take a bunch home, and have pulled pork sandwiches tomorrow for lunch. Because, you know, why the fuck not?
God damn it. I keep not... Where's all of my mana?
I stole it.
You can't use half of it. Half of it's blue.
Meh. It's still colorless on mine.
Yeah, mana is mana at that point. Got your World Spin Worm there. Fucking 11 drop.
And the amount of times that I've actually gotten to play it is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's quite shocking, actually. But I had a World Spin Worm at one point in this deck just as like a finisher, but I never, ever got to play it. So I was like, we'll take it out.
And that's actually how I ended up with 2.
Yeah. He actually bought one from the comic shop.
And
And
I actually paid the $3 for
and
one.
like the day after, I pulled one from a pack.
Tad bit mad about that.
It was funny. Can we get some mana up in this bitch? Okay, yeah, that's fine. So you lost.
We'll go first. I'll tap 1 and Elvic Mischief because it's the greatest opening move that I could possibly
Other than coin Fairy Dragon. That'll be your move, sir.
If you guys watch the Hearthstone on...
That I play that on Fridays and soon enough on Mondays.
Both for my Heart expansion. Let's start this shit up again. Your move.
Start the shit that never went anywhere last game.
I know, right? Like, it sat there. After I got the 2, I got screwed.
And I'll pass it to you, sir.
Wow. Fuck you, deck. Rapid Growth. I'll get 1, and then I actually add a counter because it goes on the battlefield.
It's my turn.
It is.
I'll tap these 3 for a 2/2 ooze.
Dun dun dun.
It has begun. Pass it to you, sir.
Alright, the amount of mana acceleration that's going to happen this turn will be truly
I
vast.
get a boner.
Alright, ready? I'm going to tap the 3 to play Cultivate. I'm going to put 1 on the battlefield and then 1 in my hand. So I don't have to go through my library twice, and I'll put 2 because I haven't played a mana, so I'll get 1 on the battlefield, adding a counter. Allowing me to put the 1 from my hand onto the battlefield, adding another counter. Allowing me to sacrifice this, getting 2 mana, allowing me to get 4 mana in 1 turn.
You can only put one on the field at a time, dude. This doesn't allow you to put a second one. You put it on the battlefield.
Exactly, I put one in my hand since I haven't played a mana this
Yeah,
turn.
but when you put one on the battlefield, you can only play one per turn. Unless it allows you to play a
That's
second
what
one.
this does, though. It puts it on the battlefield.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not actually playing a land.
I see. So my turn? It all comes on the field tapped?
Actually...
Except for, like, 2 of them.
Comes on the battlefield, reveal those cards, but one in your hand... Yeah. Well, actually, one's untapped, the rest are tapped.
Okay, my turn?
Yes. If there was one more untapped, I could get another mana. But...
I will swing at you for 2.
And I will take 2.
I will adjust that for you, sir. I will pass to you.
Cool. Mana acceleration out the ass. Because why the fuck not? So just like that, I am on turn 7. Oh, if only it was the top deck of dreams. If it would have been Boundless Realms, I would have died of happiness.
That would have been funny.
I'll tap 2 to play Garruk's Companion, 3/2 trample. I will tap the last remaining to play Tempt with Discovery.
And I will Spell Rupture.
Oh, nice.
Unless you could pay 2, which you can't because you only have 1.
I can only play the 1 from my Elvic Mischief. You were saving that for Boundless Realms, weren't you?
I was saving that. Well, I just top decked it. I was going to play it on anything.
Yeah, and I guess I'll actually hit you for 1. Since...
Ooh, damn. Oh, speaking of Elvish Mystic doing damage, one time I was playing this deck in particular, and I got an Elvish Mystic up to like a 64/64 Elvish Mystic. You don't fuck with a 64/64 Elvish Mystic. I will play... What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm going to play a 3/3 ooze. I will pass to you, my sir.
Another ooze.
Another ooze indeed.
I will tap 4 to put Into the Wilds. And then I will tap 2 to play another Rampant Growth to get another mana.
My turn?
It is your turn.
Well, shit. Can't really do much, so I'll pass. You be shaking the camera, man.
Oh, my bad. Not the top deck of dreams. Where are you at?
Yeah, I know. I need one of those too.
Let me check my graveyard real quick. Nothing but a mana acceleration.
Yeah, seriously.
So, like, part of me wants to do something, but it's like it's not worth doing.
I see.
So I'll tap 4 and I'll play Nyla, God of the Hunt. My devotion actually is, so she is a creature.
Nice.
So that's like a once in a lifetime opportunity there, guys. Oh, the top card. Okay, yeah, it wasn't a land. I just realized Into the Wilds. I will swing at you with Garruk.
I'll block and take 1 damage.
I will tap, and I'll give him +2/+2, making him a 5/4. So you'll take 2 damage.
I'll take 3 damage.
You'll take 3 damage, and my guy doesn't die.
Thank you.
Hooray! Nyla, God of the Hunt. The one time it actually does something for me.
My turn?
Which is sad, because I'd still sell it
There
if I
we
didn't
go.
pull it like 3 times. By the way, she's also a 6/6 indestructible, which is always nice. Anything indestructible is always helpful. Unless it's that 0/1. Have you found that card? It's like an enchantment or something. Or no, it's like a sorcery or something that turns a creature into an 0/1 indestructible.
Yeah, I have it. I have one. What do I want to play? I got so many options.
Nothing. Nothing is what you want to play.
I'm going to play my Urban Evolution. Allows me to draw 3 cards, and I may play an additional land this turn. will do. And I will pass it to you, sir. Now this is what we call options.
And I will play Archetype of Endurance. I now have hexproof on all of my shit.
Uh-huh.
And I will swing at you for a 3-2 trample.
I will take the 3. My turn? I'm going to tap these 6 for my Nessian Wilds Ravager. 6/6 Tribute 6.
I'm actually going to let you because I have hexproof. Your ability cannot target any of my shit, so I'm going to let you have a 6/6 that can't force fight.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I just needed a 6/6. Either way, I'm happy with that.
Hooray!
And I will pass it to you.
Make a fucking shirt that says hooray. Oh, come on, deck. Quit doing this to me. Alright, I'm going to tap the same 8, and I'm going to play Predator's Council. So I'm going to return all the cards that are in my graveyard to my hand, and then I have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. And then... swing at you for a 6/6 Indestructible.
I'll take it.
And I know you will.
My turn?
That's the fucking who you are.
My turn?
Yes. This will be the first game I didn't get to play Garruk. It's kind of upsetting.
Yeah.
Garruk!
Snake of the Golden Grove. 7/7 or 4 life?
I'll be 4 life.
4 life it is. I'll pass to you. Keep shaking the camera, man.
Sorry, it's because I'm used to holding the table. That's all mana acceleration. That's ridiculous.
Really don't know why you brought your graveyard back. You didn't have anything in there besides mana acceleration.
Actually, the reason why is because I wanted to tap all of this. I'm going to play a Terrestodon. My 9/9, I'm going to get rid of 3 lands to give me 3
Elephants.
I really wish I had elephant tokens. It would make my life so much simpler. Alright, and then I have 3 elephants on my side of the field now that I'm having to stack everything. And then I will swing at you for my 6/6 Indestructible.
I'll take it.
Thank you. Because you did not see the fact that you have a 7/7.
No, I don't. You gave me the 4 life.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
No, no.
I was like, I'll block with the 7/7, but I still feel like I have to swing.
I'll concede on that.
Aww.
Nigga, you have way more than enough damage to kill me. You better
I
find a lot. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. That is the first half of the show. We're gonna
I never get to play the fucking shrine, you asshole.
go ahead and take a small break here. When we come back, we'll play another best of 3. Okay, see you guys in about 5-10 minutes.